The Raven leads you through the busy streets. You know all the different types of people that are going around. You know the mix of the more finely dressed inner folk and the outer island people. More in case of the inner folk, a bit more fashion following, whereas more brighter colours, more fancy looking. If peacocks existed in the world, they'd probably be called fancy peacocks or something like that. For those who have been to Frontier before, you will notice that at least in the course of about year or so, the advancements that have gone for the settlements, where some buildings that were still in construction, mostly for the outer island styles, are now more completed. Some actually are now starting to assimilate some of the inner island designs into it, so they've been actually completed. And along the way, there's a little alcove with a cellar in a cloak, in a robe with a hood that pulled over his head. That just seems to spot Magpie and goes, psst, psst. You look like have a fine taste of books.
I'll catch up with you in 1 second. She turns to the guy. Why do you ask, sir?
You look a fine connoisseur of the written art, so maybe I could interest you in this. He pulls his robe aside, pulls out this brown paper bag that's hanging on the inside. He pulls up the book that's within it. This is of a fine hardcover book. That would be pretty expensive. And
is it the deep purple book?
It's a deep purple book. The cover is in dyed purple leather. The letters are in silver embossed, and it's just of a fancy. No, Nancy, no. I don't see. My wife does not read that trash.
She reads this trash. You're not that far off, actually, Layla. Kind of. Oh yeah, I got a little notification about that book. How much is it?
Ooh, well, this is the first one, so let's just say it's going to be a bit expensive, but about 5 gold.
Is that all? I figured it'd be a little bit more. She pays the 5 gold because she does have a lot of... Yay, adventuring!
Well, you are clearly adventurous because 5 gold is out of the depth of most people here.
Yeah.
I'll let you keep the brown paper bag with it. A pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to be able to pick up a copy in my visit here. And she dashes off to catch up with her friends. Quickly shoving that book into her bag.
It's at this point the seller starts to cackle loudly, suddenly throws down a smoke bomb, and when the smoke bomb clears, he's still there, just settled back down, hands on the table before him with his fingers linked, as if just quite stoic, as nothing has happened at all.
That happened. Oh well, gotta be showy somehow. She catches up with the group. Sorry about that. Just had to make sure that wasn't too shady.
You bought a fake watch, didn't you?
No. What would I use a watch for? Where would I put a watch?
Was it drugs?
No.
Right, I don't know why I said that. Sorry.
No, you may be onto something.
The
Turtleneck Town!
The raven is circling overhead. It's... Book, did you buy a book?
Shush. Shush.
Oh! Yuki just grins.
Yuki knows
Yuki,
about
shush. Yuki, shush.
Yuki knows about Magpie's secret stash.
Wait, don't show
Drugs.
It's not drugs.
You know, if it's drugs, that I know plenty of people who can help you with that.
Slightly opens the bag and shows Yuki the book she bought. Clearly not drugs. It's a damn book, okay? It's a book. No, it's not a magic book like Okasan's goofy ass book.
I trust you in that regard.
I mean, we can't handle another werepanda wandering around the world.
So you're both werepandas then?
Flo just decimated both of them. Let's just go see the Lord. Magpie just has a hook like lower over face than normal.
Okay.
God damn it,
Moving on, let's go.
God
I
damn
am
it.
making mental note for later.
Chef Ross, you pull anything, and I will make mental note for later too.
After a not too peaceful trip, especially going through the marketplace, a few back alleys, you eventually led to the Lord and Lady Orphanage. That is, in comparison to the last time Christ saw it, now has his roof completed. We did the. It's looking actually quite spiffy now. It's been nice and clean. There's any signs of, well, for those who have seen the place before, any signs of graffiti have been done away with.
Wait a minute, is this? Huh. Small world.
You know this place, Lo?
Oh, yeah. When I swapped bodies with Oko-san, I kind of got stuck here for a little bit. It was a whole thing. I was fine, but like, I mean, obviously, you know, things happen.
Huh.
Yeah.
Magpie's kind of looking at the sign. Does she recognize anything on it herself, like a symbol of a lord or a lady or something?
You recognise the iconology of the red imp of Grandville de Winter and the purple mouse of black wings of Lady Kiki.
Huh. Does Lady Kiki sponsor this orphanage too?
Would explain the title.
Not to mention the mouse with wings.
That too.
You hear above the main doorway a flap going as the raven has flown through it. And shortly after the door opens up, there's this elderly looking dwarven woman with a very snotty nosed kid in hand. They're a goblin, bit snivelling with a runny nose, clutching a teddy bear in hand. To them, hello. Are you lot the
Hi.
The lady just pauses for a moment as they look at you low. Just smokes and are you lot from the Sandy Light Guild?
Yep.
These fine folks are. I'm just a man trying to get by in the world.
I know who you are, you great dandy. Get in. The boss one will see you shortly in the canteen.
Magpie meanwhile is kind of waving to the little kid.
The goblin child just hugs the dwarven lady's leg, hiding slightly behind her.
Jim and Dandy.
It's okay, little guy. We're friendly.
The lady leads you through into the main body of the orphanage. You pass pass by numerous classrooms, a workshop, a bit of this and that. You see a few kids going about the place. They're dressed in the way that makes you think they're mostly dressed in hand-me-downs of stuff that's left over from others and just donated or whatever, required however they're possible to give these lot clothes. It's fairly easy to see the majority of the kids are basically what you call mixed heritage. You see a fair few half elves, half orcs, quite a few genasi. Although they're really not all that common. The odd tiefling around. You don't notice some of the so-called purebloods about.
For Magpie, these are just normal kittens to her because of how she grew up, so.
I choose to believe that one of them has, like, an old custard-stained previous iteration of size hat.
There appears to be a giant custard-sized hat, red, that appears to be walking around on his own. And for anyone who gets a good look, just appears to be a young gnome who's been totally enveloped by the hat.
That is the cutest thing.
Yeah, he gets a nice hat and he gets lunch.
That is just the cutest little thing I've seen in a while. And Magpie's weakness for cute shows up again.
Eventually you reach the canteen. It's not the fancy of canteens. Hell, the shiny like guilds canteen is a bit better than the usual places you've seen before, but it's a lot fancier than this place. You can see a few stuff going around. What appears to be the main chef. Chef just behind the counter in the kitchen, doing the best to prepare food for the orphans. And as you led to a table where Grandville does appear. He looks tired. He is a tiefling, red-skinned. His hair is pulled back, jet black, like his horns are goat-like, but runs smoothly back against his head. Most of the kids, his clothes look more like hand-me-downs. They're a bit finer class per se, but it's, well, let's just say the last time you saw him at the nobles gathering, he looks more lower class than he did back then. It was good to see you all again. And what are you doing with them, Cyrano?
He's our friend?
I just go where life takes me. You know this.
Pleasure to meet you, Lord Grandville. Shayfrost has told us a bit about you as his Cyrano. The name's Magpie.
A new face. It's such a delight to meet you. He then takes your hand and kisses the back of it if you don't resist.
She can't because brain breakage. What is it with lords kissing the back of my hand?
Tradition.
Grandville just smirks and he looks upon Lo.
Hi. I'm Aramnaze Lo. You can call me Lo.
Aramnaze Lo. Is this the first time we've met?
It isn't? I'm sorry, have we met?
We have met before, but let's discuss this later after business has been sorted. I don't want to trouble you with anything unnecessary first.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Shaking off the blush.
Okay. I am. I'm very certain you. Hang on, someone's missing. Where's the Luma?
Somewhere.
He went off on some kind of personal journey.
Yeah.
I think he might be suffering from panda lycanthropy. I'm not positive.
What is with you and the werepandas today?
I don't know. Well, Magpie's kind of brewing ideas in her head, but she's not saying anything.
You know, it's probably better he ain't here. It's at this point some kids run by. They basically have homemade rag dolls of both El Pudding Diablo and Grandville, where they're basically just doing battle.
Aw.
Magpie is just like, oh, these children are darling, Lord Grandville.
Man, imagine if those ragdolls were enchanted to talk. I bet that would get obnoxious really quickly.
Just a little bit.
Grandville just gives Cyrano a look.
Anyway, what's the situation, Lord Grandville?
Well, I'm not sure how much you're aware, but probably definitely felt the effects. Okay, so there's a merchant war that this dandy's former party helped start a bleeding merchant civil war. Well, it's more of a Cold War going on. That's been going on for way too long.
I can't help it if Cracks is the pizza.
What's pizza?
That's what he said too, according to Cyrano's story.
I think I've heard of it. You know what? That's not the point. Didn't you?
Cyrano, I've been through your book several times, just trying to make sense of all the additions you made to the story, and there's no mention of Cracks doing anything like that.
I could have sworn he was the pizza.
Yes, and sometimes I wish there was any luck where you were flattened into a sweet pizza by an ogre. But, well, this is how life goes.
Before we end up in a fight, sir, maybe fill us in on the situation present day.
The merchants are in talks at the moment, just trying to sort things out, mainly due to pressure of the local lords. They get on my back to make sure it goes smoothly. And that's where I've asked for your assistance because, well, everyone's tired of this nonsense. And I need you to make sure the talks go fine, no fights go ahead, and preferably this nonsense comes to an end.
So why exactly are they fighting in the first place?
Something about custard and whose food is better.
Magpie's face palming. She's just face palming now.
Okay,
like
that
legends?
is funny joke. What are they really fighting about?
No, seriously. Their corn is about a matter of pride. Their food is the best that they can offer. The veg outdoes the meat. The meat outdoes the veg. That's what makes the meal. And the annoying thing is, it's one halfling family heading all this up on both sides.
I've heard that halfling family politics can get downright nasty.
You have no idea.
What's the halfling family's name?
Periwinkle.
Oh.
Really?
Heading up the Butchers Guild is Patricia Periwinkle. She has quite a temper on her. And, well, the fun bit is the Greengrocers Guild is being run by Periwinkle. And yes, they are brother and sister.
Of course it's sibling rivalry.
Magpie is kind of cringing at that. Like,
Where are their mother and father?
I was assuming they were adults.
Oh, yeah, they're adults, he makes in finger quotes. The mother and family buggered off back to the inner aisles to run the business there, leaving the children to hold up the meat and the vegetation business over here.
Of course they did. You see, in halfling societies, mother and father are still matriarch and patriarch until they die.
Yeah,
That's a way to look at it.
the Periwinkles are very much on as much business as possible, as far and wide as they can. I'm amazed they haven't gone out of business with that attitude.
They are expanding too quickly.
They expand too far, too greedily. I am surprised they haven't unearthed something that do undo their antics.
I mean, it feels like you can't go 3 feet without tripping over some sort of arcane legend around these parts.
Sure, no. When you came back to me after the whole business with your last crew, I found you spreading rumours about these 5 different arcane legends. And offering to deal with them for a small price.
A man's gotta eat. Also, the purple pan fandango gorilla was the unvarnished truth. We don't talk about that.
don't want to know. Anyway, first of all, these two have never had a proper stew before. You need both meat and veg for it to work. And second of all, how stubborn are these two? I mean, the sister has a temper. What's the brother like?
Stubborn as a mule.
Right.
People...
Is there... Just in case we have to, instead of getting them to get along, remove them from power, do you have any candidates that might be better suited for the jobs?
Oh, pretty much every last one of the guilds they belong to. We just need the Periwinkles to move aside for it to happen. Now, I am not suggesting any actions to remove them. But if it can be helped along the way.
I'm just saying, if that's necessary, let's just make sure we have like a succession going as well. First priority is try to get them to get along. You can kind of see Magpie is kind of, this is bothering her a lot more than it actually should.
And I'm going to ask, is there a chance Shifrost would know this family?
The Periwinkles have been one of the major suppliers for the sleep wells. Basically, his parents swear by their meat and veg as being some of the best ingredients they can work with. Admittedly, at the past few years since the circular civil war started, you've been getting a lot of mail just basically complaining about how the prices gone up, and supplies have gone lower because of the nonsense that's gone on.
So I think I have one plan of attack. We can think about that later, though.
I have a terrible plan of attack.
Do not drink the halflings.
I have two terrible plans of attack.
Okay, which one is the one Shifrost gave you?
Drinking the halflings.
God damn it, I'm afraid of what the other one was now.
Some things you just don't need the answer to. They just have to happen.
It's at this point a young girl, tiefling, blue-skinned, with upright pointing horns, appears. She approaches Grandville with a clipboard full of notes, and Mr. Grandville, I've been going over these orders, and then she sets eyes on Lo. Lo?
Hi?
Is that you?
Hey? Yes, it's me. Are we, hi?
It's been so long,
What,
It's me, Miss Mercy.
Miss...
At this point,
I'm sorry.
At this point, Grandpa puts her hand on Mercy's shoulder, just shakes her head out softly, and just not now. I'm sorry. I guess I just mistaken you for someone else. I'm sorry. Oh,
it's fine. I do that all the time.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I will. I go see Mr. Rogers. See if he's out. If he's out done having his moment, and then she hurries off. Mr. Rogers, Grandville explained, is our chief accountant. And for some reason he chooses to live in one of our cupboards. He originally was one of our teachers to teach the kids numbers. Unfortunately, the experience left him rather scarred, so he now works as our chief accountant. Unfortunately, he's rather focused on it, and if things don't go well, he has moments. So at that moment, we're just trying to get him out of his cupboard. So, is there anything else you need to know?
I don't think so.
Have you heard any rumors about lycanthropy going around the island?
Sign up now!
No.
It does bring up the question, have you been haunted by the press recently?
Let me guess. Greasy looking guy, bowler hat.
That's the one.
Yep.
I don't think he's entirely well. I believe that his health may be in danger.
Tobias or the Daily Tribute? Well, if you read the Daily Tribute and you know what a lot of sensationalist crap that is, well, of course they have an interest in me. Oh yes, the cast out son of the legendary Deventer family that's now no more is looking at the kids, and of course he's devil traded away their souls. At this point, Grandville just sits heavily into a chair and just basically
Magpie looks at Grandville, hearing the devil trading away souls, like, excuse me. I've grown up around tieflings, and I can tell you they are fine folk. You, sir, have every right to gore one of those jerks with your horns if you wanted to, because that crap don't fly with me.
Grandville
I mean,
just glares at you for a moment, Magpie. He just lets out a deep breath. What did Tobias want?
Sounded like he was looking on bad dirt about you, and from the sound of it, Lady Kiki. In exchange about some other information.
Yeah, that sounds...
I mean, I do feel like he's recently come down with some form of illness, and that it may be affecting his judgment. His credibility should be in question. I would look into that if I were you.
I don't
is
see...
this about the werepanda thing?
Sir, please ignore the werepanda thing.
Absolutely, don't ignore the werepanda thing. I feel like it's important. And
Magpie is giving Sai this look while she's trying to figure out why Grandville's glaring at her, because this is like just her awkward side, I guess, showing.
Cyrano, shush for a moment, please.
Yuki shoves a piece of food in his mouth.
Magpie's like, what I mean's, sorry, sir, just hearing anyone make comments like that about someone just because they're, well, not human or not elvish it just pisses me off.
Girl. At the age of 12, thanks to my uncle, I lost everything of my former life. And for some of you, that's probably a better thing, considering what the winters were like. I had to live with being ostracized. I made the best of it, as best I can. As you see around you, I give these kids the best chance they get. Hell, part of the old gang I ran with as a kid now work for me as legit business people. I am making the best of what I have. I have been pushing past my limits with this orphanage, as it happens, ever since I first started it. I will not play into any actions that would say, yes, I am exactly what they think I am. I will follow my moral code to the point. Tobias is a gnat. The problem is people buy what crap that gnat has to deliver. And the best thing I can do is continue as I am, trying to give these kids a future.
Magpie kind of nods at him, and she is actually formulating something to try and help him, and she kind of like looks like, "Sir, you are one of the finest nobles I've ever met, and if you know anything of my background, that's kind of hard for me to say. Just ask the rest of my crew."
Truthfully, I know nothing about you, and well, if you happen to run across my business partner sometime and ask her about me, you will discover that comment you made about me is not true at all. I will do what I need to.
Lady Cookie, well, I haven't met her yet. I think the rest of my crew has, and she seems like a lovely lady.
I haven't met her either.
I think Whisper did, from what he told me about your one adventure.
Magpie, make me a Constitution check.
God damn it. 16. You're not getting your funny today. 16.
Yeah, I heard it's Grandville just reviews you. The thoughts of the stories are firmly in the back of the mind, so you're not giving away anything for him to play with at the moment. Well, maybe the time will come when you are graced with her presence. But until then, don't believe any of the stories you hear about her. Maybe believe all the stories you hear about her. That woman is a mystery, even to me.
Judge her when I meet her, but from what I've seen of her in real life, including our local noble dealing with her, she seems pretty on the up and up.
Maybe, maybe not.
Can we not do the mysterious riddle thing? I've got enough on my mind with that kind of stuff. You just see her face palming. Anyway, when is this meeting supposed to happen?
A few hours' time.
Right.
If anything, it's at this point someone else arrives. The familiar sight of Gillian. He's dressed not in his finest, but enough to look fancy. The winged silver dragonborn strides proudly. He then sees all of you lot, and then he sinks visibly.
Hi, Lord Gillian. The orphanage business going?
Well, I did not expect to see you lot here.
Grandville hired us to help out, that's all. Just this innocent little smile on Magpie's face.
Well, I hope you can sort that out, because I promised my kids the finest meal they can have, that I can deliver pretty soon, and that means sorting out this mess. They hate me. They hate me, but I love those little brats. Yeah, you heard me.
Magpie gives him a thumbs up. How is Chef Ross reacting to this?
Mostly just taking things in.
Not smirking at Gillian, because him and Magpie did kind of torture him a little bit.
Well, he's invisible, so you wouldn't know either way.
Fair point, fair point.
Gideon turns to Grandville. The time is near, so let us be off. The board is gathering, and they're getting edgy. Things are getting critical, and I want off this island if it gets that way. Grandville just puts his head in his hands, takes a deep breath. You really note how tired he looks. Okay, okay. Okay, let's get it going. We got a hole to go to and merchants to try and not kill each other.
Magpie is kind of focusing herself like this. She's going to treat this like a negotiation with the Fae. In other words, she's royally screwed, but...
And, I think at this point is a good spot to bring part 2 to a close.
There is a disappointing lack of pizza thus far.
Why do I get the bad feeling there's going to be a food fight in the third part of this session?
There is now. You jinxed us.
I now have a third plan.
Third plan. Like Sai has 2, Shifros has 3, Magpie has 1. Treat this like a Fae negotiation.
So, with this guys going on, until next time, be good, be well, and don't trust people called Tobias and all that malarkey. Bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.